Hi, I'm Mr. Miyagi and this is Mr. Miyagi's workshop. Well, today we're going to install a new air system on the Delica 95 L400. And the system we're going to be using is this Viera, and it's a constant air, heavy duty, 200-pound PSI, and the pin number on that is a 20001. Now they make a 20002 that just came out, but I had this kit and we're going to install it. I don't know the difference between the two, but I've used these Vieras before, and I have a smaller one that I used to use on my Ford Ranger for pumping up. But I wanted something I could run extra air, maybe even an air tool. So constant feed, 100%. So hey, let's get to it. I'll show you what all comes in the kit. So this is everything that comes in the kit. You have an air compressor, you have a tank, you have you can mount this up on the dash for turning the system on and off, and it actually reads the air pressure. This is a pressure releaser system. All the wiring and hoses, and this is for installing the air into the tire, the hose and stuff. So, and then it even comes with a nice little air gauge setup for putting the air in. All right. Oh, and look at this. Instructions. We don't need those. Maybe the warranty though. All right. Let's get to it. There's the beast. So I'm under the Delica right now, and I'm looking at this area, which would be, it's right behind the axle. Now I installed the Coastal Off-Road rear bumper system on this, so I have a nice little protective spot for the air tank. And I'm sorry about the filming, it's tight underneath here, but I think I can get the air tank to fit up in here and secure it. I've got a couple places where I can make a mount, so I hit the mount to. Now the air pump itself, I think I can mount here again up in this area protected, and then still have enough feed for my pressure line coming from the pump. So this looks like a good safe spot for everything up out of the way. One of the other things I'll probably do is I'll probably build a splash shield in here also to kind of protect the pump from direct water and everything. So I've got to do some measurements and figure out my mounts. Well, so far this is what I've got put in here. The tank will mount on this. It's actually going to be upside down, so all the fittings are going to be reverse that you always see. But the drain area will still be over here, and then I'll lay everything out. You know, it's not easy filming this stuff underneath. But anyway, I wanted to show you this much. And then over in this area, I'm going to mount the pump, and I'm going to make a plate that'll actually attach to this cross member. So we'll see how that works out. Okay, people, I'm sorry I didn't show a lot of the installation of this, but you can gather what I've done here. This system under here is all of the Coastal Off-Road bumper system that ties in, and I just used it. I built a skid plate under here that attaches to bolts there, and along the front I bent up a piece of plate, and that's where I mounted the air compressor. I built a framework underneath here for the air tank and attached the air fittings. And then one thing I did over here is that I put in an elbow right here to move the pressure regulator up out of the way, and tied everything together here. So looks pretty good. Now what I did over here, there's a couple of plugs, and I punched some holes through those to allow the lines and the wiring to go. Now the installation may be different on you guys' stuff, but this is what I've done. I'll show you where I put the control box. So I mounted the gauge and the on-off switch right here, but to activate this system I tied it into my regular house battery system, which is over here. I've got a big house battery in here, big deep cycle, and a fuse panel, and then this one goes to the air compressor. Now to turn this system on, I put in a separate switch here. Why I did that is just because it runs some USB ports back here, but then all you have to do is, so you can see it's climbing fairly fast here. One thing you want to do when you're going around and do this, you want to fix up a bottle of soapy water so you can spray on the fittings, make sure they're not leaking. One of the places I put, this is the outlet, so I can plug my air into. So now I can walk around. Now this isn't the hose, this is the one I grabbed in the shop for doing this, but yeah, it's got some pressure. So hasn't been all that long and we're already up past 100 pounds, and so there you have it. Now I do a little bit more filming, but as you can see, it just started raining. So this is your nice onboard air for Delica L400, and hope that helped a little bit. Well, I hope you've liked this episode on installing a onboard air system on a Delica. Now I realize that a lot of the Delicas are different than the way mine's set up, so there's going to be different ways of installing that air tank and the pump and the rest of the system, so you'll have to figure that one out on your own. But I was just showing you it's not that difficult to install one, although it did take me 3 days to put this in, and that was due to the fact that I had to make brackets and brace a few little items and running the lines and the wiring. Now the lines are a real hard material, and the weather wasn't real conducive for running these lines, but with a little heat gun and everything I can shape them and get them the way I want them to go. So if there's any questions or comments, you can put them in my comment section below, or you can send them to my email address at tmiyagi@hotmail.com. And if you've liked this episode, please like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget that ringy-dingy button for the next episode coming up. So this is Mr. Miyagi saying be safe out there, and hope to see you on the road. Ciao.